So the big question is this: how do you lose all the weight that you want and actually keep it off for the rest of your life, while trying to make sense of all the noise that comes from the weight loss industry? That is the question. And this podcast will give you the answers.
G'day guys, and welcome to the next episode of the Weight Loss Secrets podcast. My name's Baron Grant and I'm wrapped to be with you for another little episode of tips and ideas and tricks that are going to be able to help you to lose all the weight that you want and keep it off for the rest of your life. That's what we're all about here today. And if you want to learn a bit more about how you can lose all the weight and keep it off and get some assistance on that journey, head to ditchingthediet.com. You can download my book, you can watch my videos, you can get on a program with me, you can even book a call and let's have a chat on the phone, see if I'm the guy to be able to help you on your journey. With all that said, I'm going to start off with telling a story. So I love to ski. So I love to downhill ski in the snow, and I think it's one of the most enjoyable things to do in the world. I'm not very good at it, partially because we live in Melbourne, and the vast majority of the skiing I've done has been overseas with friends, but I love it. I absolutely love it. It's just so fun, it's exhilarating, and it's amazing. But because I'm not real good in comparison to the friends that I go with in Utah, particularly, a good friend of mine in Utah I go skiing with, I'm not up to his standards. So when we first started skiing together, I'd never skied ever in my life. And so the second time I went skiing, I went with him and about 4 of his other friends. And on this experience, we went up to where was it? A place called Powder Mountain, and up at the top of that mountain, it was literally powder everywhere except on, the groomed runs. So I was tottering down on the little groomed runs, on the green and the blue runs like a clown, because I was no good. So here I go down these runs, and then my friend says to me, "Baron, I love you, and we all love you, but we're going to go ski off the side of the mountain, not down these groomed runs, because this is not very fun for us." He said, "But you're welcome to come with us, but you have to, we'll wait for you. You'll be slower than us. We'll wait for you, and that's fine. But you've got to be willing to jump off the side of the mountain," basically. That's certainly what it felt like. So I was like, I'll go for it. Let's go. So we start going down the side of the mountain, not on groomed runs. So you're in powder, which I don't know how to ski in powder. And there's trees everywhere. It's not just an open, field. And so they go down, and then I'm standing at the top, and this is what I was doing. I'm like, don't die was my first thought. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. That is in my head. Second, don't hit a tree. Don't hit a tree. Holy heck, don't hit a tree. And the other thought in my head was, don't fall over. Don't dig your skis into the ground. Don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over. So what do you think happened? I watched them all go down, and I'm starting to go down, and fell over, fell over, fell over, fell over. I would have fallen over on this one run 12 times, I reckon. I was so terrified, but I'm like, I must be tough. I'm going to show them how tough I am. I'm going to go off the side of this mountain, and I fell over a bunch of times. Why did I fall over? I fell over because all I was focused on was not falling over. The brain can't comprehend the negative. So if I say don't fall over, it just thinks fall over. And so my whole focus becomes fall over, hit a tree, hit a tree, hit a tree, hit a tree. It just can't figure it out the other way around. So my whole focus was on not hitting a tree. So therefore my focus was on what? The trees. My focus was on falling over, not falling over. So what was I doing? Falling over. So whatever your focus is on, that is what will happen. 100%. So throughout that day I got a little more confident, but I fell over for the vast majority of the day. Now later in the week, we skied for 4 or 5 days in a row. And later in the week, I was riding Black Diamond runs, but it was a different concept. In my head, I was going, how can I beat Trav down the mountain? And so my thing was less about don't fall over, don't fall over. It was, can I beat him down the mountain, and can I get that little jump at the bottom and hit that as well? So my whole mindset had shifted. Now that came with some confidence, but my focus was totally and utterly different. The reality is what we choose to focus on is what we are going to see. So I work with people all the time to help them lose weight. That's what I do all day, every day. And in that journey, watching people go through this process, it's really fascinating to see what they focus on. So these are comments I hear quite a lot. Oh, you're killing me, Baron. 12,000 steps? So what's the focus here? The focus is, whoa, 12,000 steps, that's really hard, right? And then someone else would say, oh, I can't have chocolate? What do you mean I can't have chocolate? That's so bad, it's so bad, it's so bad. I can't have. And it could be alcohol. What, I can't have alcohol? Are you crazy? I can't have. So the mentality, what's the focus? I can't do something, I can't have something, I'm restricted, I can't do this, can't do that. The people who are really successful on this journey get rid of that bullcrap attitude. Instead of I can't have, they're like, I get to have all of this cool stuff. I get to have all of this healthy stuff that actually makes me feel good. I get to go for a walk every day. What a blessing. That's amazing. My focus is on how good this is, right? My focus is on how amazing it makes me feel going for a walk. And one lady, I think I've mentioned her before, but one lady was Lorraine. She was on my program 2.5 to 3 years ago now. But Lorraine was 73 when she started on the program. She said to me, Baron, I would not get off the couch to walk to the letterbox. That's how active she was. By the end of the program, she was walking 11 kilometers in the morning and 11 kilometers at night. Her attitude was completely and utterly different. She'd gone from, I don't want to, I don't like to it's amazing. I see why it's so good. I feel amazing in myself. She called me about a year after the program and she said, oh, Baron, you wouldn't believe it. I got shin splints. I'm like, well, what do you do? She goes, well, I walked 25 kilometers the other day. And I was like, I'm not surprised you got shin splints. You're 74 years older. And she goes, yeah, I went to the physio and they said I had to stop walking. But you know what I told them? Get stuff. I'm going to keep walking. And so because her mindset was so good, in such a good place, she was focusing on the good stuff. So what are you choosing to focus on? That's what I want you to think about. If you're going down the path to eat healthy and you think it's restrictive, you're going to lose. You're going to lose because you're going to quit because you think that it's bad and all you're seeing is what's bad. But if you change your headspace and go, right, I want to see what's good in this situation, that's what you'll see. And you'll see that eating all that healthy food is amazing, and start talking about it being amazing and talking about going for a walk and how amazing you feel when you're going for a walk. That is how you're going to win on this process. Otherwise, you're going to fight the fight all the way through, and then eventually that attitude that you've created is going to be, you're going to go back to it anyway. A few years ago when my daughter was a little younger, when she was about 16, I think, we were driving in the car. I remember it vividly. We're driving in the car and we were talking about some people who are pretty grumpy and pretty miserable and pretty sad. Just in life. You know those people that they're just countenance is always low and everything's hard and that type of stuff, right? And she said to me, Dad, why are some people just grumpy? And I said, Katie, it's because they choose to be grumpy. And she said, why would someone choose to be grumpy? I'm like, well, I don't know all the reasons why, but they choose. And I explained from my perspective why, because there is no reality. Everyone talks about, well, the reality is, or the reality is that. Bullcrap. There's no reality. There's just our lens in which we view our life through. There's just perspective. There's just our view of life, because someone else will view that situation completely different. I do coaching calls with people sometimes, and I'll have one person who is doing the exact same thing as another person, right? They're eating the same type of food. They're walking. They're moving more than they've ever moved, and they're drinking more water, right? So they're the simple things that they're both doing. They are having the same experience with this stuff. Now, one of them will tell me, oh, Baz, I'm feeling amazing. This is the greatest thing ever. How good. I've lost so much weight. I'm feeling so good. And I love the food and I'm moving every day and I feel so great because I'm moving. And so I can't wait for tomorrow. The same person having the same experience in regards to the food, and I know their life experience is different, but in that, they'll go, oh, I miss having chocolate. Oh, the bread is so, I miss having bread. It's so hard. This is so hard. This is so, no, it's not. It's just that you're viewing it in a way that is negative, that you're choosing to view it in that way. And it's all about focus. What are we focusing on? If I'm flying through the trees, but I'm just looking at the trees when I'm skiing, I'm going to hit a tree and it's not going to be good. Or I'm going to fall over because that's all I'm focused on. But if I'm flying through the trees with a totally different attitude, saying, how good is this? I'm going to rip it around here and kick ice up on that tree, and I'm going to do this, but I'm following the path, and my focus is the path. I'm going to make it through completely unscathed and have an amazing time on the journey. So it's your choice. If you want to lose weight and keep it off, the attitude is just as important as the food, because otherwise you'll go back to what you did before. I mean, nobody wants that. So what's your focus? Is your focus on how hard it is? Or is your focus on how amazing it is? Is your focus on how restrictive it is? Or is your focus on how freeing it is that you can now feel amazing because of the food choices that you're making? It's your choice. It's my choice. It's everybody's choice on how we feel and what we choose to focus on. And it is all about our focus if we want to be happy on the journey to losing weight. Because I tell you what, I want to be happy all the time. And if weight loss is part of that journey, let's be happy on that journey as well. Let's not whine about it. Let's not complain about it. Let's get involved and live healthy. And so what's your focus? I want you to go away and really think about, are you happy on your current weight loss journey? Whatever journey that is, right? If not, get happy about it and start to see the good things that are a part of it and focus on those good things. Because when you do that, the journey will be so much easier. We'll chat tomorrow.